going on, guys? Today I'm making my first New World video. I am going to be doing a jewel crafting tutorial for levels 100 to 150. I really struggled halfway through getting levels. It was very expensive to do, and I think I found a way to make it a little bit more efficient. So we're just going to go ahead and fast travel down to Everfall, which is my main crafting town on my server. So either Windsward or Everfall, depending on which server you're on, should have everything you need in regards to tier of the crafting station. So we're going to exit my house here, and I'm a medium build. This sucks. Anyways, I'm just gonna go over to the jewel crafting station here. Ours is tier 5. This far into New World, I believe most outfitting stations in Everfall should be tier 5 across any server you're on. So I'm just gonna go over a couple don'ts. So I watched a couple videos when I was doing this, and there was no video showing 100 to 150. Everything I seen was just make a shit ton of silver bands, and that is just not the way to do it. It's relatively cheap, but it takes forever. I don't think it's efficient in the sense of like how much time it takes. But I'll address, the further bands. So gold bands, they give you a little bit more XP, and gold's relatively cheap, but that's still not a lot of XP, and you need to make a shit ton of these. Now, if you're level 100, platinum bands are actually semi-efficient. I would say this is a good option if you can find cheap platinum. Platinum's pretty expensive to make. If you want to go and mine it, that's a great idea. I would say make sure you have your mining luck gear on, have your mining luck food, and have a decently high mining skill so you have all the luck bonuses as well as being flagged. Just go and do that, and you'll get gems and resources, and then you'll be able to make yourself platinum and gold. So that's not a bad way. But actually what I did this from about 130 to 150 was common gemstone dust. So common gemstone dust is essentially you're just using uncut gems. Alright, so I'm not going to use my onyx or pearls or really anything that I use or expensive stones. Onyx is relatively expensive, so I'm going to upgrade these at the stone cutting station. But let's say something like amethyst. I use amethyst. Let's go to topaz. I don't really use topaz that much, so I'm going to burn all of these. So it's 3 uncut topaz gets you 504 jewel crafting. So that was a total of 3,500 XP. That's actually a pretty big hop, especially for 100 jewel crafting. Now, you can essentially just burn all of the gemstones that you're not going to use. Amber is not that great. We'll do that as well. So it's decent. It's decent. And the reason why I think this is a better way of leveling up your jewel crafting is it gives you a decent amount of XP, and if you're a higher level player, let's say you're level 60. I don't think you should level up your jewel crafting until you're level 60, just because you want to save your money for town boards. But if you have a decent stockpile of common gemstones, it's only worth it to use stone cutting materials on gemstones that you're actually going to use. And that's also why I didn't like making brilliant earrings, is because you had to use cutting materials to cut your stones, and then cutting materials are expensive, and the higher you get, you need a buddy who has high alchemy, 75 alchemy, 100, 150 alchemy. So it's hard to get at the cutting materials, and they're expensive. And then also, you're getting a decent amount of jewel crafting skill, but you're also, using a cut gem every single time. So instead of using a cut gem, you can use an uncut gem and get a little bit less XP, but then you don't need to worry about cutting the gems, if that makes any sense. And then once you hit 120, you can go ahead and do strong gemstone dust, which is actually kind of what I'm focusing right now at 155. And this gets you a decent amount of XP. And now you're probably thinking, well, how do you have this many gemstones? How do you hoard all these gemstones? And it's pretty simple, and I know this won't work in, you know, everybody's setting, but I have buddies, you know, and I'm our main jewel crafting guy, so I've, you know, almost 300 pounds of stone cutting material or gems in my inventory, and that's pretty much so just from my friends and myself just focusing all of the gems into me. And you know, after a while of everybody just giving me their gems, I've gotten quite a few. Now, if you don't play with a lot of friends, or you already have a friend who's working on jewel crafting and everybody's focusing their stones to him, what I would recommend is the strategy where you can, you know, go make your bands, whereas you're gonna go mining. So you're gonna get all your mining luck gear on. You're going to get mining luck food. You're going to have higher mining. And you're going to go... my favorite area, just because it's easy, is to go in here and get all the silver. And there's like some gold. And then you can run Everfall Iron, which is, you know... it's usually pretty packed in there. But if you're on a lower population server, Everfall Iron route is... you know, pretty decent for going to get gems. Or I like to go run this route up in Great Cleave for star metal, just all along here. That is pretty decent, but the only thing that's bad about that is star metal doesn't give you anything you can use to make bands with. So I would just focus platinum, silver, gold, mining luck, and you'll get a decent amount of gems from that. It might take a little bit. It's not quite as fast, but you know, if you're bored, pop on a movie, go mine. But yeah, essentially that's it. Just make gemstone dust. Just burn all your common gems, the stuff that you're not going to upgrade. And I think that is probably the best way, the less painful way to get 150 jewel crafting. So yeah, I hope this helped. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I will get to that. Well, yeah, have a good one. Peace.